When can the U.S. be like Israel? No masks, back to concerts and normal life fully?
I think things are going to feel pretty normal as we get towards the end of this month into June. You're seeing a rapidly improving picture around the country. There's parts of the country where you're still seeing a rise in cases. Oregon, Colorado still has a lot of cases, but pretty much the infection levels are coming down all around the country. Prevalence is declining. Vaccinations are continuing to increase, and I think as we get into the summer, we're going to see this really start to collapse. I think by June, things are going to feel pretty normal. I mean, in many parts of the country, they feel pretty normal right now.
So the next step is kids. And obviously your company that you're on the board of, Pfizer, is trying to get emergency authorization for younger kids to get the vaccine. A new Kaiser Family Foundation survey found that less than a third of parents of children under the age of 18 would get their kids vaccinated right away. How important is it for this recovery and this herd immunity we're trying to achieve to get the kids vaccinated?
Well, it matters, but the most important thing in terms of protecting children is getting the adults vaccinated. What we saw in the data out of Israel is as you got higher vaccination levels among the adults and the virus started to dissipate in the adult population, it also started to dissipate in children as well. Prevalence declined very sharply in kids. I think if Pfizer does get the authorization for 12 to 15, I think you'll pick up probably about 5 million kids. There's 17 million kids in this country aged 12 to 15. I think maybe as we head into school, we'll pick up another 5 million. We were never going to pick up the full 17 million. But I think parents will vaccinate kids. I think that there'll be some parents that do it initially. I think there'll be others that do it as we head into the school year. So we'll get a lot of the kids vaccinated.
Dr. Gottlieb, where do you stand on the debate around whether or not it's right to waive patent protection for some of these vaccines?
Well, look, I think that the problem with the TRIPS Accord that the United States recently announced is that it's not going to solve the immediate challenge. It creates a sort of a perception that we've solved the challenge of global distribution, but we haven't really done anything. This isn't going to get supply into the countries that need it right now. I think if the administration's serious about trying to get more vaccines into low and middle income countries, they would stop hoarding vaccine. We're sitting on a lot of vaccine in the United States right now. Start supplying more of it to these countries, trust the supply chain here in the United States, and start making investments to get more doses in production. Between now and the end of next year, we'll have at least 12 million vaccines between the Western vaccine manufacturers, so there'll be plenty of supply coming online. The problem really is a problem over the next 6 months, getting enough vaccine in the next 6 months into a lot of the countries that are suffering right now, Brazil, India, parts of Africa. And I think the way to do that the immediate relief, if you will, is sharing more of the U.S. supply that we have. We're now sitting on probably 100 million doses. By the end of July, it might be upwards of 300 million doses. And trying to ramp up the existing manufacturing where you have a stable manufacturing base.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.